Now, I want to talk about some advanced ways that you can implement while trading the strategy. And this is why I said that even if you're not trading the strategy, please listen to this section because this type of thinking you can apply in other strategies as well. So what you could do is you could combine this strategy with another strategy. For example, you can combine it with market making. Example, you start by market making. So let's say you're market making key. You want to buy at the bid and sell at the ask. Buy at the bid, sell at the ask. Buy at the bid, sell at the ask. Now, if you buy at the bid and the price breaks and you didn't have time to sell at the ask or flat trade it, well, instead of just taking a loss, what you could do is try to arb it. So instead of just taking a loss at the other, one Satoshi lower, which is going to be 7% loss, well, at that point, you can go here on Key Ethereum, see what the price is, sell it on the bid, get Ethereum, convert Ethereum back to Bitcoin, and then maybe you would have made money. Or you might have not lost as much money, right? So by adding a strategy within a strategy, you can actually improve your odds of winning. For example, let's say you're doing this, market making strategy. And for you, in this market making strategy, you have 60% chance of winning and 40% chance of losing, which is great. And you're making money. But then the time you start losing, right? Instead of just losing, let's say you have this other triangular arbitrage strategy, and this triangular arbitrage strategy also has a 60% win and 40% loss. Well, instead of just taking your loss, when the price goes against you, then you just start implementing this other strategy, your triangular arbitrage strategy. And then you might have, obviously at this point, since the price dropped, the price might have changed as well for the other currency, so you're not going to have as much of a success rate. But even if you're able to get a success rate of 20% and lose 80%, well, now you just increased your percentage return, because 40% of the time, when you lose, you're able to win 20% of the time. Okay, so then you have 20 times 40%, so it's 0.4 times 0.2, which will give you, I don't want to make any mistakes here. What's 0.4 times 0.2? 0.4 times 0.2, 0.08. Okay, I'm sorry guys, I'm a little bit tired. I didn't want to do any math and then get comments. You did this wrong. So yeah, 0.08. So if you have, if you can increase your odds of winning from 60% to 68%, that's great. That makes a huge difference within your strategy. And then maybe when you're losing within this strategy, you're not losing as much as you would have lost initially within your market making strategy, right? So that's the logic or the mindset that you can have and you can implement in other strategies is find, a strategy and be like, okay, well, you know what? When I'm winning. But when I'm about to flat trade, is there something else I can do, another strategy that I might make money in? Or when I'm about to lose, can I, instead of just taking my loss, can I re-enter another strategy that anyways would have wanted me to be there and increase my odds of winning or reduce my the amount that I would lose? And this is something that you can do here. So you can start by trying to market make, and then if things hit the fan, then you can convert to this other strategy and either make or lose less. And this can be done in a bunch of other things. If you have other strategies that you're doing and you're thinking about it, a strategy where, let's say you have event A, which when event A happens, you want to get into a position. But then if event B happens, you're winning. If event C happens, you're losing. But let's say you had another strategy that starts off with event C. When event C happens, you enter. And then when event C happens, you enter and you can either win or lose. Well, in this case, the same thing just occurred, right? You got into a position because event A happened. If you win, great. You just won. If you lose, well, you found this other strategy that when this happens, you would have wanted to get in anyways. So now it's like you are in another strategy and you can either win, okay, because you got into that trade, or you could lose. So you're just increasing your odds of winning by a bit. And this is what I wanted to get for you to get out of this lecture, is how to combine multiple strategies together. So that does it for this strategy, and I'll see you guys at the next lecture.